Good morning, everybody. As you can see, I'm holed up today with a bit of pain in certain areas. I'd like to thank you all for your warm messages and support as usual. We're reaching that stage now where it's the longest time I've ever been out, and I know, and I'm not never going back there, but you know, milestone's a milestone. Today we're going to talk about violence in prison, and all areas in that environment are hotspots. I'm going to take you back to way back in the day when it was the north of England versus the south of England. Like, there used to be matches every Saturday morning in the Cat A's, and they were real bruising and some great encounters. I always found over the years that the north side of England seemed to play better as a team. But the Londoners always seemed to be individuals, you know, but it was one of those things. It was like there was more bigger egos on the London side than the northern side, unless they put that aside that day. But as I was saying, football in prison can be, you know, when the testosterone's running really high, there's a lot of gambling going on. There's a lot of ribbing during the week about who's going to beat who and who's going to be marking who and who's going to get special attention for this and that. And on that particular day, 2 weeks prior to this game, it was a draw. So this Saturday morning, the game kicks off. 2 minutes in, the ball sails over the centre halves for our team, and a comical goal, and the Northern team are 1-0 up. 5 minutes later, we're 2 down, and we're all trudging back to the touchline sulking. No one was talking. You could see everybody feeling like they didn't want to play now. I'll never forget it. And then I said to everybody, you know, it's only 10 minutes gone. There's still time to get back into it. But anyway, we got one back. So, you know, there's big crowds on the sidelines as well. The London side, all the cheerers on that side, and all the northern supporters on the other. Real big atmosphere. And we got one back, like I said. And during the game, I was up against this 7-foot centre half, right? I used to get bits and bobs off him, you know, like when I used to take stuff during the day, and you know the history. And every time I got the ball and I was going through, he kept chopping me down. And this went on for like near enough 80 minutes. And I kept getting fed up. I got up off the floor, and then something came into my mind, right? And I said, you know what? I owe him money as it is, but next time he fouls me, I'm going to get up and have a go. And plus we were losing as well. That wasn't doing my head any good. And yeah, as we got near the end, he fouled me again. I got up off the floor and I went for a mighty headbutt, and I missed. And I had to take a couple of rapid punches, and the referee and everybody got involved and separated it and blah blah blah, but there was only minutes left of the game anyway. So the final whistle blows, and I am absolutely fuming because I never got no punches in. I missed, and I was worried about what people were thinking. You know, I was thinking about my reputation. They look bad for me and that kind of stuff. But I'm serious now. And remember them days in the Cat A's, most people used to carry their tools around with them on the side, whether it was the gym, education, you know, the football pitch. So in the Cat A's, you can't leave the football pitch unless everybody's lined up, because, you know, the security and everything, everybody has to leave at the same time. So I'm waiting near the touchline. The gate is about 10 yards away, and I can see that the tall fella was at the front of the queue. So I started to think that maybe he's going to try and just go straight to the wing, because normally some go back to the changing rooms, pick up their stuff, and then walk back to the wing. So I'm looking at him, and I've got my weapon on me, and I'm thinking, you know what, I'm going to get him in the changing room. He's too big, tall for me. I won't win around there. And I'm sitting there staring. So then some of the big names from North London, you know, the crime families, and the ones from South London, they walked past me. One said to me, Yammy B, what you saying? I said, I'm saying changing room. I said, he's dead. And then the big man from North London, Eltel, said to me, Yammy, what? We're not having that, mate. Come on, mate. What are you saying? And I said, changing room. And then the big man from South London looked at me and he said to me, no, public execution. I said, what's he on about? And I'm still standing in my place, but obviously there's a big crowd that way now. You know, there's about 100 people, 120 people from Birmingham, Manchester, Liverpool, London, Newcastle. Like I said, everybody was there. So while I'm standing there like this, trying to see through to crowd, waiting for the gate to open so that I can do my thing. So I'm looking, but my vision's being blocked. And then I heard an almighty bang like that. It felt like a sickening thud, and I thought there's only one geezer that hits like that. So I thought, no, that must be because of me, kind of thing. So I've run to the front of the queue, and when I got there, the 7 foot tall fella was sitting on the fence, like with his lip hanging out, and looking like he was about to sit fully on the floor. So like the fence was holding him up. So I had the hump, being the way that I was back then. I was thinking, well, I never got a chance to fight. Everyone's going to think that people are fighting my battles. That will mean that I'm soft. So everyone was trying to break up the thing that had just happened before I got there. But, I took a liberty, really. But I was angry, and, I threw a punch while he was kind of sitting, because I knew that I wouldn't get another opportunity to do it. But the funny thing was, when I hit him, he got back up. And everybody was going, no, Yammy, that's a liberty, mate, you can't do that and all that. But anyway, it all got separated. And we've gone back to the wing. And my adrenaline's running high and everything. And the big man and the other big man and everybody's gone back to their wings. I'm on that side, they're on that side, he's on that side. So over lunch, I'm banging up and I'm lying on the bed and I'm thinking, bloody hell. You see the things that can happen in prison? On the football pitch when it's meant to be just a game of football. But then I could hear noises, like the officers coming, like with shields, like that funny noise of shh, 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 when they've got the helmets on and everything. So I looked out my window and I could see one of my mates walking with about 15 screws. So I'm thinking, well, he's going down the block. Then I saw the tall fella walking with a few screws, going down the block, because I could see, because you can see from my window the place where you can see him walk into the block. Well, anyway, then I saw the big man from North London. He was going too, and I was thinking, well, why didn't they come for me? And before I could say anything, I heard all the marching, the shields, and I looked through the spile, and Yammy to the back of the wall, mate. Blah 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 blah. I said, yes, Gov, sweet. And then they marched me down there. So we're all down the block, and everyone's shouting out the window and blah blah blah, and we stayed down there a couple of days just for that. And then we all had a meeting with the governor after. They said, oh, it's quite low level. Can you promise there's going to be no comebacks and everything? And I said, yeah, no, everything's all right. So we've gone back to the wing. And I'm still fuming, you don't like taking a few punches, but the big man's told me, listen, leave it, enough's done, and everything. But the moral of the story is, these are all hot spots in prison. Football pitches, the gymnasium where people fight over bars and seats and who was there first and who's next. Education and visits, the same thing. You go down there, you might bump into someone you got trouble with from another wing. You go on a visit, you could bump into people that you got problems with, and even worse than that, you could have a bad visit and then react violently after that. But yeah, that was all over a game of football. And thank you. Another video coming shortly. Love you all.